What's up, everybody? It is Tuesday and SPY is down a little bit, and I have a few pretty nice stocks on my watch list today. So the first one is Snap. A friend of mine actually was showing me something yesterday right before the close. We were looking at Snap under 17. It's kind of hard to tell here because the stock was only moving really pennies at the time, but you can see it was kind of struggling to break the 17 mark here, and when I did, obviously you can see the huge candle there. So on the daily here, it's breaking under 17, and now we're really moving down about 70 cents here. So I'm definitely looking at this one for a short. I think it's close enough. It'll be a perfect gap and go setup, or just a gap setup. The second one that I'm looking at is SHPG. Also, Snap got downgraded. SHPG. I know there's some news on. No, there's not. There's no news on this one, but it is breaking under a pretty good level of support here. You can see it's breaking under the 161 level here, and now we're sitting in the 158s. I'll definitely be paying attention to that one for another short too. But you can see it kind of bounced up here, so might be looking for a gap and go on this one under 158 or something. Then we have a couple of crazy pharmaceutical companies that are getting approved for things and other stuff and whatnot. So I'm looking here at Fold, and the good thing about these stocks is that I only have 4 of them here that I'm looking at, but the short float is crazy high on some of these, so I'm definitely paying attention to that for a long. Fold probably looks the best out of the rest of them. And then we got Arna here, up another 40%. See, yesterday it got up to about 27.50 before it started slowing down here. And then we have RCII. Confirmation of go private. Okay. Offer from Vintage Capital Management. For $15 a share. So I'm probably not going to trade this one just because I'm not exactly sure what this news means. So I'm going to assume that this is some kind of buyout here, because if this is confirmation, and that just happened a little bit ago, and it's kind of starting to move down now. I'll probably leave this one alone, but I will pay attention to it later in the day and see how it's acting. And then we finally have OCUL. Not really the cleanest setup here at the opening, so I'll definitely be looking at Fold for my #1 setup. But for my #1 up gap setup anyway, I'm really liking Snap the most though out of all of these. So we got about 15 minutes till the market opens here. I will be turning it back on, and we'll see if there's any trades. Also, I forgot to go through my my sheet here in front of me. So obviously today, only trying to take the best of the best setups. A pluses, no B's, no C's. The market conditions matter. If the SPY is dropping down and I'm in a reversal trying to take something up, then I need to be looking to exit. Let the market come to me. Be patient. Just let it happen. Pay attention to the market support and resistance trend lines. Pay attention to the market cap. If some of these market caps are in the small cap side, then you know the S&P is one indicator to keep an eye on, but at the same time I would want to keep track of the small cap indicator. Pay attention to the VWAP, the 9 EMA. Pay attention to any reversals at the opening, and big red candles. High volume on big red candles is shorts. High volume on, or low volume on big red candles is more like profit taking. Your risk reward evolves during the trade. Found out something yesterday that I like to ride the EMA, and then whenever it closes under the 9 EMA, I can look to exit. Reversals are supposed to be 3 15-minute big red candles followed by a 15-minute doji, while the 5s are showing consolidation and the 1s are showing a pullback. Bigger volume means faster pullbacks. That's something that I'm going to experiment with today. if I'm looking at a stock for a reversal and it's only trading maybe 10,000 shares every minute, I want to see how fast that reversal is going to happen, as opposed to a stock that's trading, 50 or 25,000 shares a minute, and see if that would happen faster. Little bit of run, if you have no drawdown, that means your trade was right from the very beginning, means other traders agree with you and it is the correct entry for momentum and a new trend. The market makers act as a support and resistance, and can also show a clean break or a fake breakout. If breakout falls back into your range, I want to protect my capital, and if low volume is probably a bad trade and I should look at exit. Wait for the bars to close. That shows a little bit of patience. One thing that I wasn't doing too much is giving it the time, really giving my winners the time anyway, to have a chance to work and get me more profit. So I definitely want to wait just a little bit extra, watch where the bar closes to make sure that it confirms the price action. As for my psychology, things I've been writing down for my trade whenever I take a trade is, what am I feeling before I took it? What looked good about it? Look at myself in third person. I need to ask myself, is this really a trade that I want to be affecting my profit and loss, or if it's really an A+ setup? Where am I physically, emotionally, and cognitively, and what would it take for me to get to my peak there? And I want to visualize the stocks breaking out, or basically doing what I want them to do. I want to visualize what the future could possibly be. And lastly, I know that energy and real estate are down as of late, as well as consumer staples, so that's something that I need to pay attention to. Snap is a tech sector. Tech's obviously had that little pullback, but we're still moving up fairly nicely here. So that's what I got. So now I got 10 minutes, and I'll be flipping it back on. Okay, Snap definitely looks to be the only one that is setting up for a good right at the open trade here. I will take it if it hits 25. Stop loss will now be above 41. I'll still take 300 shares on it, just risking 25 cents, 26 cents. Alright, when I hit that bid, see what happens here. Oh, I missed it, and I hit my stop. I missed it. Totally missed it. I hit the wrong button. Well, let's see what would have happened. I saw 25 stacking up, and then I saw him cutting down, and then just exploded. That's too bad. Let's see, it'd have to go down to 10. Yep, there it is. Man. Take my partial. Too bad. Alright, what else are we looking at here? Okay, well the SPY's moving up pretty hard right now. Looking at fold here. Under 82. I'm gonna stop. Take it over 1309. So what is that? 30 cents. Yeah, fold's dropping here. Snap isn't turning around. ARN is going crazy, about to break the pre-market high. Snap is still hovering around that 10 area. I can't believe I pressed the wrong one. Who does that? Fold ain't looking great. HPG. Do I want to take a reversal on this? Let's see. Ooh, the healthcare sector's moving up, and this is healthcare. Looks like Snap's bouncing finally. It got down to 16. This HPG is moving up. ARN is turning around. RCI is decent, not good enough. Apron's not good. Would I want to take snap short under 16? This really doesn't look bad. It's kind of really starting to top out here if it keeps making those wicks. I could take 50 shares here. We'll see how the market acts. Spread's about 10 plus cents. So I think I'm gonna take the numbers looking better.
See?
It's moving. We'll see how it acts if VWAP. SPY's also bouncing now. There wasn't a lot of follow through on that. Alright, well, I am going to turn this off for now. Got no trades this morning. Doesn't look like I'm going to be taking anything either, so if anything else pops up later in the day, I'll flip it back on. Okay, turns out I am going to take a trade today here. I'm going to take KHC here if it touches this 45 again. Then I'll get into what looks good and what doesn't look good. Oh, there it is. Alright, I'm short 400 shares. I'm going to have about an 11-cent stop loss here. I see the 15 minutes gap down a little bit even, and then it's just had this huge pullback going straight up. 10 minutes look really good on the doji here, and then we're starting to break it now. 5's got some consolidation. We're kind of making a triangle here, and then you can see the ones it's just kind of been failing to move higher here, so I'm hoping that it doesn't hit this 57, because 57 is where my stop loss is going to be. That was a pretty big bounce off of the 45 though. I don't like that. Plus the SPY is starting to turn around, and that's what I do like. So I'm risking 12 cents here, so I'm risking about 48 bucks. Let's see, it is 9.49. I'm thinking if we see a break under this one, we'll finally start seeing some action here. Plus the SPY helping out would be big. Level 2 numbers were looking pretty good at the time too, unless it's gonna pop back up on me here. This one's got an extra little bonus for me too, I guess, because it got a little more over instead of just because it's got that fourth 15-minute candle there. But it's grinding along this trend line here so far. If we close at 51, we're still in it. And we did. Somehow when we go back down again here, SPY's still turning around. Yeah, SPY's making a move down. There's another trade right now that looks pretty good, but I'm kinda iffy about being in two trades at once here. I'll need about 12 cents, so I mean, kinda curious to see what it's gonna do at VWAP if it gets there.
AV.
That's enough for me. I will get out at 53 finally. That trade just took way too long to do anything. Guess we finally just had a little short squeeze pop right there, and I'm not gonna take any more chances. I'll save myself my 20 bucks. Finally out, minus 32. Alright, I'm going to be done for the day. As you can see, KHC finally ended up turning around, and that was because look at the SPY. So, what is the news on this? Apparently, Donald Trump Jr. released an email chain with that lawyer in Russia or something, and obviously it is making the market go crazy. So if I would have held out for just 5 more minutes, this trade would have turned into a pretty good winner. I probably would have gotten out, probably would have taken my profit right about here at 35 and held the rest for, held the partial for the rest of this. So I mean, this could have been, you know, maybe an $80 trade, 80, 90, maybe 100, I guess depending where it goes, but that's just the way it goes. Looking at it on the 15s, very nice run up, had a little bit of a turnaround here.
XBO.
Looking at the 10s, made a nice doji, and the big turnaround there, I ended up shorting it somewhere right about here, and it just Took forever, couldn't break it, just bounced back and forth, and all of a sudden we had this big pop up here, and I was like, forget about it. SPY's not doing anything. I'm just gonna hop out, save what little I have left anyway. Ended up taking a $32 hit. Again, just the way it goes, I guess. Not much you can do about it. What I do want to do is go over a bunch of trades that I was looking at for reversals that I decided not to take, but still looked good. So I was looking at WDC here. Had the 3 candles up, followed by the doji. Only reason I didn't take it is because the daily's got a huge uptrend, so obviously it has a reason to be moving up. Didn't want to short that. Let's see on the 5s. It made a nice turnaround here, but I mean, you can't really say it was because of the setup anymore. Obviously the market's dragging everything down right now. So that was WDC. The next one was SKX for a bottom reversal. It only had 2, and then it had the pullback, which is why I didn't take it, but on the 10 minutes it looks alright. 5s is kind of jumping around here, and then obviously on the 1s, the only reason I didn't take it is just the pullback was a little too early for me. I wanted to see another drop down. There was FTR. Only reason I didn't take this one was because of the daily. Daily obviously horrible. It bounced a little bit there, but it never really recovered up until now, which very surprisingly, this has no effect on the market, or the market doesn't have any effect on it. So then we have, what's that? NVCR I was looking at. Only had 2 candles up again, just wasn't enough for me. Daily was great. It's actually coming back up to this 20, which is kind of interesting, especially with this market right now. I don't know what to do with that. I was looking at BZUN. A really big turnaround. Again, only 2 wasn't enough for me. I was looking at I was in KHC whenever I was looking at CNX here. Very nice run up. The only reason I didn't take this one is because I was busy with KHC and I just wanted to focus my attention on that more than this. Plus, whenever I was watching it, it did this little thing. It made the doji, but then it had a new big spike up high. And obviously that was enough for me to say, nope, not going to take it anymore. Now it's hovering around the tops. And then I was also looking at SQ here. Kind of the same deal. Made a doji after 2, just wasn't enough for me. Plus the daily is good. So finishing it down, 32 bucks. I'm doing good. I'm taking obviously the best setups. I just kind of got a little screwed in this one. Just the market was no help at all, and then obviously when it was a help, I wasn't in the trade anymore. So that's just the way it goes sometimes. See, it's hovering around the 30s now. But I will be back again tomorrow. I'm sticking to my rules, sticking to what I'm trying to do, managing the risk a little bit better, writing down my psychology stuff. So for the KHC, for instance, I wrote down that it was a perfect setup. The daily looked great. To bring it short, the volume was growing. At the time, the volume was growing with these 3 candles here, and then obviously it was thinning out a bunch. I did say that the SPY isn't the best, or the, what is that? Can't read my own handwriting. Anyway, I said the SPY wasn't the best because obviously it was consolidating all around here whenever I was originally trying to take the trade. And then I just wrote down that it's taking a very long time to make a move. Obviously something needed to happen, mainly the market, and since the market made a move, now KHC is making the move, so just missed out today. But sticking to my rules, trying to learn more. I got nothing to do today, so I'm going to be doing a ton of practicing, ton of studying. It's going to be a pretty good day today. So thanks for watching. I'll be back again tomorrow.